Hey besties, it's Rosie. Okay, today I'm picking up on a collective of people who is really getting a very clear picture on what it is you are and are not willing to accept. You have reached this culmination point where you have decided that you can love someone with your whole entire heart, but you can do that without ever speaking to them again. Whoever has not proven to you at this particular point in your journey that they are capable of being a team player, of actually bringing something to the table that matches what you're capable of bringing to the table, those people simply have no place in your life going forward, regardless of what kind of emotions you have for those people. That is secondary to this opportunity that I feel like is on the horizon for you. And I think for a lot of this collective, this opportunity has not actually presented itself in the material world. You might be dreaming about it. You might have an intuitive knowing about it. You might feel it kind of percolating up there in the astrals. But as far as like coming down to earth, I don't think that you've exactly received it yet, or that it's taken its final form. There might be like little whispers of it that you're getting here and there. But this knowing that you have about this opportunity is kind of at the head of the spear, so to speak, about your decision about who and what is going to come with you when this actually comes in. I'm getting this energy of someone in the past just kind of taking all of your energy, all of your resources. And while it might not have been a completely one-way pour, okay, this is like a very specific message, but I'm getting like this scenario where you have like a roommate, and the roommate pays their half of the rent on time every month. Every month they pay their half of the rent. You can rely on them for that. But when it comes to actually keeping a household, like doing chores around the house or participating in other ways, you're left holding them up every time. So you might be able to count on this person or these people that you're leaving behind financially, but when it comes to actually sharing a workload, they're nowhere to be seen. And you have finally decided from this place of like your infinite wisdom that that's simply not good enough. And for a long time, you might have been in survival mode and you were not able to make a choice that bold. But whatever is shifting for you now, bestie, you have decided like, I don't really care. What I'm building, what I'm working towards is not worth letting someone who isn't giving 100% in on the prize. You know, I see all this stuff. 50-50 is this huge thing in our society right now where everyone thinks that relationships should be 50-50. No. Relationships should be 100-100. And obviously that can't happen all the time. If you're in a partnership with someone, like, people are going to need downtime. There's going to be times where they can't give to their full capacity. But for the majority of the time, it should be two people doing their absolute most to work together in tandem. And bestie, I'm seeing like this person has not showed you that they are even able to give 100% to themselves, let alone another person. And so you are making this judgment call. Bestie, I'm seeing that for a long time you have been in this period of stagnation. And for a lot of you, okay, I'm getting this this very specific message that your spirit guides or the universe or whoever it is you work with, however you get your messages, have been screaming at you about this for a long time. And I see that you're just kind of like, oh my God, like, stop. Like, you have just been kind of like drowning out the messages because you don't want to hear it anymore. But the reason that they have just been like knocking on that door continually is because this prison that you've kept yourself in is one of your own making. This is like you put yourself in the labyrinth with this. Like, if you would have just taken off the blindfold, you could have gotten out any time, but like you didn't want to see it. And why you didn't want to see it was because you felt that you did not have the internal strength to make the changes that needed to be made in order to assume this new way of being or new way of life. Bestie, I'm hearing that for some of you, bestie, you have such a loyal heart. I'm picking up on someone that just is like a ride or die for real. And one of the reasons that you had such a hard time releasing this situation is your loyalty to it. I feel like if other people tried to come to you, your spirit guides included, and they were like, you gotta cut this loose, you gotta let this person go, you didn't want to because you had such a loyalty to them. You're like, well, they might be moving slowly, but they are moving. And there's this very defensive energy of like anyone trying to tell you that like this person wasn't for your highest good because I think you just wanted them to be. I think that there was something about them that you felt very loyal to. You felt like you really loved them. Bestie, I'm getting that this person with their words mirrored that sentiment to you, but when it came to their actual actions, that fell short every time. Like maybe this was a person who was very, they might be a person that virtue signaled, or if it wasn't that extreme, they might just be someone who was unable for whatever reason to live up to the expectations that they set not only for themselves, but the ones that you set too based on like the promises that they were making to you. But unfortunately, this person is just lagging a little bit behind on the timeline, and they don't seem to have like the inner fortitude or the ability to really follow through on the things that they say that they're going to with you. And I think for a long time you thought like they were going to get it together and maybe they would be able to, but now I'm seeing that you're kind of forced to make a judgment call. Yeah, Bestie, I see you leaving this behind. I see you leaving this behind because you realize that you're more stable with this person not in your energy. And that probably really hurts you because I see like in your heart you're still kind of holding on to them, but at the end of the day, like the bell that's ringing louder is the one that is calling you towards what you ultimately want. And the reason that you were attracted to this person in the first place is because you thought that you could have that together. But now you're seeing that like even if they could get there one day, it's not going to be in a time frame that is conducive to your own. You yourselves don't have to wait here in this trapped, imprisoned place. You can move ahead and have this stability right now. You're capable of cultivating it exactly as you are, and this person still has some lessons to learn. So unfortunately, they're not there. Yeah, Bestie, I'm seeing this person could have some addictions. Codependency mostly, and you know, all addictions are kind of rooted in codependency. You're codependent on a substance, you're codependent on a person, you're codependent on other people, other things around you to provide you with stability that you yourself are not able to cultivate. Because of this person isn't really able to see the forest for the trees. I see that they're like a really moody person. There's someone who, one of the things that drives them hardest, I'm seeing, is recognition. Like they really, really, really want the approval of others. And maybe taking this path with you is something that the people around them would not have approved of, or it would have like resulted in them like forsaking some community standing they had, or I don't know, it's kind of a weird message. I'm seeing that this person does care about you. They do have feelings for you, but unfortunately, like everything else about them, they're just kind of immature. They have like an immature fairy tale view of love, and you're living in the year 3000. Like you, maybe at some point you also were kind of like that, but I think that you've just grown so much faster than this person that you're just no longer like a vibrational match. And that's hard to hear sometimes, Bestie, and that's hard to accept. But I do see that to some degree you have accepted this, or you're on your way to accepting it. Yeah, Bestie, you're making a judgment call that you can't deal with this person's sporadic modes of growth, if you can even call it that. You just can't really deal with this person's in and out hot and cold behavior anymore. Like your stability is too important to you, and there's something about this energy that feels like a betrayal to you. And this is either maybe this person really did betray you in some way, or maybe you're just feeling betrayed by the fact that their words and actions haven't matched. But I'm seeing that you realize that this person's lack of stability is draining your power. The power that you could be using to create this life that you want, this person is taking little chunks out of it with their hot and cold in and out behavior. And so you're at this point where you're just like, this doesn't work for me. You can't get it together. You've proven to me that you can't get it together. And so I'm just gonna have to cut you loose. And Bestie, please be kind to yourself during this process, because that's not an easy thing, all right? But I do think, and Spirit is backing it up, that you are for sure making the right choice. I love you.